Good morning, how are you? Are we all doing well? My name is Sandra, my channel is called Sussex Sandra, and welcome. Hope we're all doing alright. Are we all doing alright? Yeah? That's what I like to hear. Good. Right, today I'm doing a video I haven't done in bloody ages, really long time, and it's just a foundation review, or I'm not going to call it a first impression because I have worn it a couple of times, but I haven't worn it for like a full day, like a full sort of like 4 to 6 hours yet, because the last 6 months I haven't worn any makeup for that amount of time, to be honest. So today I'm going to do it. The foundation I'm going to be checking out today are ones that I received from my BOXYCHARM in America. Well, sort of. Let me explain. For those of you who are new, hi, how are you? Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy my content. If you don't know anything about me, as you can see, middle-aged woman, I'm black, live in the UK. I love makeup, I love beauty. I do lots of unboxings. I do first impressions of products, so including my subscription boxes, and I do impressions and I do trials and reviews of products I receive as well, and products I purchase. I do purchase most of my products. Occasionally I am lucky enough to get products to review, so they'll be gifted, and if I do get those kind of products, I will say at the beginning that it is a product that I have received free of charge for review. I do try to make that clear. So yeah, and I do try to give very honest opinions. No one can buy my opinions, so I will give very honest opinions, and I give my opinions based on my perspective. So my perspective is someone who is middle-aged, I'm black, I've got very oily skin, and am I fussy? I've got certain preferences, that's it. So I give things from my perspective, and if I can, I do try to think about how it will affect other people who have got different sort of skin complexions or types of skin to myself, but I can only give a real sort of honest opinion about how something affects me. Yeah, is that right? Is that okay with you? Cool. Right, so the product I'm doing today is the TooFaced foundation. So about a couple of months ago, my BOXYCHARM, they gave us a foundation. Well, they gave us a foundation, gave some of us a foundation to try out as a trial. Unfortunately, the shade I got wasn't the right shade for me. The shade they sent me was chestnut, which is, no, I understood why they did it, because the concealer that I chose from BOXYCHARM was chestnut, so they just went with the same shade in foundation. Unfortunately, with me, what I like to do with my concealers, I do like to go a bit lighter. So I like my concealers to be, I use them as a brightener to sort of highlight certain areas of my face, like under my eyes and my chin, you know, that kind of area, just to give your face a little bit of brightness, dimension, a bit of a lift, you know what I mean, that sort of thing. So the foundation shade they sent me was chestnut. So what I did in the end with that, I did sell that on eBay, and I used that, and I did sell a couple of other products as well. No, one other product I sold as well. So with the money I got from that, I did go ahead on to Look Fantastic, and I did buy the correct shade foundation. So my correct shade is Cocoa. I can see the sunlight being really bright, so I hope that's not affecting how you are. I can hardly see the screen, so I'm assuming it's affecting what you're seeing as well. I am just going to close my blinds a bit, just to give a little bit more, not so much direct sunlight on my face. This is what happens when I film in the morning. Can't win, hey? Just can't win. It's not much better, but it's a bit better. I just need to get away from that direct sunlight, which is just here. I'll use this area over here to put up pictures on the screen. Okay, that lighting is good. Right, if it keeps like that, I'm happy. Right, okay. So I got the shade Cocoa, and I purchased that. On Look Fantastic, it cost £29. There's something like, I'm trying to remember how many there is. I think it's something like 29 or 30 shades in the foundation. It's a decent range. This is not the original TooFaced foundation. This is the matte one. This is why I was really interested in getting it. It's the Born This Way Matte 24-Hour Undetectable Super Longwear Foundation. And as I said, I've got this in the shade Cocoa. I've also got the concealer, Super Coverage Multi-Use Sculpt. I've also got the concealer, which is the Born This Way Super Coverage Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I've got this in the shade Chestnut, and I also got that in my BOXYCHARM. So I'll be putting that on today. And also in BOXYCHARM, see, BOXYCHARM looks after me. This is why I like the American Beauty boxes. They also sent, I think this was in the August box, this was the Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. I haven't even taken this out of the box yet, so I'll be using that today. Time now, it's just after 11, so it's not that early. I'm making out that it's really early in the day. It's not that early. So I'll probably be wearing the products for about 4 or 5 hours, and I'll come back into a check-in to see how they work. Yeah, I'll be all right with that. Just to remind you, for those of you who've never seen me do a foundation review before, I have got very, very oily skin. Even though I'm 51 years old, for some reason, just hormones or whatever, my skin is just really oily. And when I say oily, I'm not talking about people who've got a little bit of combination, a little bit of oil. I'm talking proper oily. Really oily. So it'll be interesting to see how this foundation does. I am going to be going out for most of today. It sounds so sad. I play Pokemon. I've really got into that because of the lockdown. I got into Pokemon. It was my way of going outside and walking and not being aware that I'm walking. It's a good way for me to do exercise because I've been playing a game. It's literally a game you play on your phone. So it's a theme day today. So I'll be going out today outside, spending most of the day outside, doing Pokemoning and stuff. It's a long story, but that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I'll be out in the elements, testing out the foundation. Right, let's go. See, my skin's already getting oily. So what I'm going to do, I've already cleansed and moisturised my skin. That's probably why it's looking a little bit shiny. So I'm going to put on my usual primer, which I use when I'm testing out foundations. So this is the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. And this is just like my holy grail when it comes to primers. This one's nearly finished. I have got another one upstairs. I've always got this available. I'd make sure I never run out of this. It's just that I haven't really needed to wear it so much because of this lockdown. I've been working at home and not going out so much, so I haven't really needed to wear or really worry about my foundation looking oily so much now. There you go, that's that. Okay, what I also do as well, so I've put the primer on. What I'm also going to do, I'm just going to set my face, set the primer a little bit before I put the foundation on. So this is the first time I'm going to be using the powder. Look at that powder, it looks really good. One thing about Too Faced, they do good packaging. Really nice packaging. They're not so great when it comes to their holiday collections. Their holiday collections are usually just gaudy packaging and just really poor quality products, but their sort of standard products are decent quality. If you could just take the attitude of the owner aside, him and his rich lives and matter attitude, if you take that aside, some of their products I like, some I don't. We've received quite a few products from Too Faced in BOXYCHARM, but I haven't been able to use them because they just haven't been right for my complexion, so I've tended to either sell them or put them in my giveaway boxes. I think most of them I've actually sold. So just a light dusting of the powder on my face. This brush, again, I got this brush is from Ipsy. So Ipsy do, again, another American Beauty Box subscription. Ipsy have created this collection of brushes called Culture Kuta brushes, something like that, or Kuta Cult. I don't know, something like that. But they've got a whole range of brushes which I absolutely love. They're just really, really beautiful brushes. So I've been collecting them because they're just great quality. So again, American boxes coming out with quality. Good stuff. Right, let's do this foundation. I have worn this before and I really like how it looks. It just looks so good. I did do a video probably a couple of weeks ago when I was wearing it, and I was looking at my skin in that video and I thought, wow, that foundation looked really good. So I'm interested to see what you all think. The brush I'm using here is a Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush. So it's just one of my standard brushes. So it's just a pump and a quarter I've put on there. Let's get a little mirror. Let's put this on. Right, okay, so that's one layer. So some people will be quite happy with that. And again, normally, I will, especially as I'm not going anywhere, but because I'm sort of testing the foundation out, I'm going to put a little bit more on because that's what I would normally wear if I was going out. So just maybe another half pump, like that. Put that on. Okay. Right, let's bring you in so you can see. So how this looks, again, I really like how this foundation looks. The colour is great for me. It's just really nice. Again, don't forget I've got very oily skin. So for me, this foundation, it looked great. It's the kind of coverage I like. It's not too matte. It's just a nice natural matte finish. It feels comfortable on my skin. So I'm happy with how it feels. But that's me and my very oily skin. How this would feel on someone with drier skin, I would suggest for you, if you like this kind of finish and you've got dry skin, I would suggest that you use a good moisturiser and a good hydrating primer before you put this on. Otherwise you're going to find this, I think, you will find this too dry for your skin, and if you've got any fine lines, you'll find it seeping into any fine lines that you have. So just what I think, if you've got dry skin, definitely use good moisturiser and a good hydrating primer. Well, for those of us with an oily skin, it's looking good. It's looking really good. All right, so what I'm going to do next is use the concealer. So the concealer, as I said, I've got this in shade Chestnut. There you go. All right, so let's put that on. Not going to put a lot on because, as I said, not going anywhere today. That looks good. Right, I'm going to set it all. Again, just a light covering of the setting powder. So a little bit of this again. Yeah, just a little bit. Right, and there we are. Right, I really like how this all looks. I like how it feels. So that's all good. Let me do a time check. So the time check is 11:30. You can see that. So I'll probably come back in about 4 hours, maybe. If I can push it to 5, that'll be great. I'm going to finish my makeup, do a little photograph, and then I'll catch you all later. All right? Have a great Saturday. See you soon. good evening and welcome back. I've been out a little bit longer than I thought I was going to be. I thought I was only going to do about 4, maybe 5 hours of this, just a tad longer. Time now is, I know it's after 6 o'clock, yeah, it's 6:10. So what's that? I did my first check-in at 11:30, what's that? Is that 5, 6, 6.5 hours? Yeah, 6.5 hours. That's not bad for me, and I haven't blotted that whole time. So you can probably tell I am oily, and that's even wearing a matte foundation, setting powder, and a setting spray on top. But this is what I expect. But let's talk a little bit more about how the foundation and everything performed. I'm going to bring you in so you can see a bit clearer. I mean, I'm sure you can see the light reflecting off my oils already, but let me bring you in and so you can see a little bit clearer. Right, don't get too frightened with all the oil. Yes, I know, I am a very oily skinned woman. I did say so at the beginning. That's why I always get a bit annoyed when people say, yeah, I'm oily skinned. And it's like, you're looking really hard for that bit of oil on their face. And they haven't got any oil. They don't know what oil is until you see this. Okay, so let's talk about this. So the 3 products I was really trying out today were from TooFaced. And the first product was the Born This Way Matte 24-Hour Foundation. So it's this product here, let's put it there so you can see it, and I was trying it in the shade Cocoa. So that's the shade I've got on there. Okay, I also had the concealer. So this is the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in shade Chestnut. So it's this product here. Yeah, do that. And in shade Chestnut. Yep, and the final product which I tried today was again from TooFaced, Born This Way, and it's the Ethereal Setting Powder in shade Translucent. So this product there, that's what it looks like. Such great packaging. Okay, so those are 3 products. Personally, I'm fine. I'm happy with everything because again, I know what my skin is like. So if I just give you a bit of background, so I've already said several times that I'm an oily skinned person. What tends to normally happen, even when I put moisturisers on, just cleanse my face, and I normally start to break out in oil, usually within half an hour or so. So it doesn't take long for me to break out in oil. So I will put a moisturiser on, do all my normal stuff, my normal skin prep, and then if I'm going to put foundation on, I will put a primer on. So the primers I tend to be using a lot actually during the summer and sort of spring summer was the more hydrating primers. So the one I've been using a lot, have I got it here? Don't know if I've got it downstairs with me. It might be upstairs in my normal makeup bag, which I've got upstairs. But it's the one from, oh God, what is it? Is it Seattle, London again? It's a watermelon one. Glow Recipe Watermelon Primer. And I've really enjoyed that one. I can't remember what it's called, but if you watch my channel, you know the one I'm talking about. And it's sort of in a pinky tube, and it's a very clear, very liquidy primer. And I've been using that quite happily during the whole sort of spring summer season, and that's what I've been wearing most of the time actually. But because I was doing a full face foundation and and because I was doing a full face foundation test today, I thought best just to use what I know is my normal foundation, which I would wear if I was going to be going out for a long day. And that was my Becca Ever Matte Poreless primer, which is this stuff here, which is my holy grail. What I have been doing a lot of recently as well is using this and mixing it with that Glow Recipe, I'm sure it's Glow Recipe, but that hydrating watermelon primer. So I've been mixing the 2 together. But today, just for this purposes, I've just used this one alone. How did the foundation go on? The colour, fine, absolutely love the colour. I love the coverage, proper full coverage foundation. No, it covers everything, no question about that whatsoever. So if you like a full coverage foundation, this is one for you. If you like full matte foundation, this is one for you. It's not a heavy foundation though, so it's not going to give you that old school really heavy cakey look. Not going to give you that at all. It gives a nice natural matte finish, which is what I tend to find now with a lot of the more a lot of the foundations that have come out over the last sort of year and a half, 2 years, I would say, they've tend to up their game, and they're not that full coverage heavy foundation anymore. They're not cake face foundation. They're more sort of natural finish, but they're still giving you that that matte coverage, which this does. So it has covered up all of my blemishes and all of my uneven skin tone. So I was very, very happy with that. It does transfer. There's no doubt about that. It does transfer. For me, one of the things they do say about this foundation, if I remember correctly, it says here it's oil free. It's all controlling. They say it's oil free. It's all controlling. It's waterproof and it's transfer resistant. So that's the 4 claims of it, which is all fine until you start producing oils. And then once you start producing oils, all of those claims go out the window. It really does. So the oil free, well, it may be oil free. I don't know. All controlling. My oil started to come through. Actually, you know what? My oil started to come through only about an hour and a half ago, and that was literally when I started cooking. So I was in the kitchen. I didn't open the window. I just had the ventilation system on, because usually I do have the windows open, but I didn't then. So, and I had steam and stuff. So my face did get hot. And earlier today, I had. After I did my video earlier, I went out and did the Pokemoning stuff, which I said I was going to do. Then I came back and I did full house cleaning. So dusting, cleaning, vacuuming, polishing, shining, and changing beds, sheets, everything. That's quite physical. That I think it's quite physical. I don't know, some of you might not think so, but you know, changing 3 beds, I think that's quite physical work. So there was a little bit of sweat going on, and usually when I'm doing that, I've got music blaring in the background, so there'll be a little bit of shaking and a little bit of butt rumping going on. Yeah, you know, to keep you motivated, to keep it going. So no, I've been fairly physical today, so a little bit of sweat going on, but the foundation did not break up at all. It has maintained its contact. I mean, I think it has. It hasn't streaked, it hasn't melted at all. Now that I've kind of sat down and cooled down a little bit, you can actually see that it's not as oily as it looked at the beginning when I came onto camera, and that's because I've literally just settled down and I've calmed down a bit. So you can see I've still got fairly good full coverage foundation going on here. There is no melting, there's no separation going on. I think it's done really well. So as far as controlling my oils, I think it did that for me for a good 4 hours at least. There's no problems there. I would even say it went up to 5 hours with me, and that's me with a very, very, very oily skinned person. So I think if you haven't got very oily skin, I think you'll be fine with this. So we're looking at that. Transfer, as I said, it does transfer once you start producing oil. So I can't say for anyone who's got normal dry skin when it would start to transfer, but I know with me, once I start producing oils, then that's it. Actually, I'll tell you one way to look. Let's have a look at my collar. Okay, yeah, I can see a little bit of the foundation rubbing off on my collar here, because I do go down a little bit down my chin, so I can see a little bit of the foundation on my collar. I don't know if you can see actually. Can you see that? A little bit of the foundation rubbing off on my collar, so it doesn't look as clean as I could look, you know what I mean? So let's get that. Yeah, not looking as fresh as I could do. So yeah, so there is transfer. So you know, I don't think they can really claim that it's completely transfer proof. What else did they say it was? They said it was also waterproof. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I sweat. I mean, I'm not going to go into a pool and really test it out, but I sweat, and I finished sweating. Sounds gross, doesn't it? I finished sweating, and the foundation is still intact. Yeah, I've cooled down. It's still intact. I can still see a little bit of the highlighter on my face. I can still see my blush. I didn't put any bronzer or contour on, but I could definitely still see the blush on my face there. And that is a little bit of the highlight still going on. So 6.5 hours later, it's done all right. And a little bit on my nose, but then my nose is kind of looking really oily now. So no, I think this is done. I think it's done great. Yeah, no problems with that at all. I'm not a fan, because I didn't like the original Too Faced foundation. It didn't work for me at all. I liked the way how it looked originally, but I just broke out in oils usually within an hour, 2 hours with that one. So that didn't work out for me at all. So I was actually waiting for them to produce a matte one. Took them a long time, but they did get there in the end. And I'm glad they kept all the shades that Jackie Aina introduced, all the deep skin shades she introduced, which was good. Considering that the shade I'm wearing, Cocoa, was actually in the original collection of shades. It's not one of the newest shades that she introduced. I think the other shade I could also put on was Spiced Rum and Tiramisu. So I could put on all three of those. I could get away with all of those. But this one was the one that kind of described more accurately my skin tone, sort of neutral olive undertone. So that was the one for me. The concealer, again, I haven't got no problems with that. For me, the shade I got, Chestnut, is just right. It looks fine under my eyes. It's not too light, but it does give a little bit of brightness under my eyes. I mean, you can see that, can't you, in this area here, that it is a different colour slightly from the rest of my face. So it just gives a little bit of brightness, which is supposed to help add a little bit of youth to your face. I don't know, but they do claim that. It's not drying, it hasn't, I mean, under my eyes is actually, there's no oil under my eyes at all, so I don't know why, but under my eyes is just not an oily area. So under my eyes is fine, no problems there, no creasing. I am getting a few little fine lines now appearing under my eyes. It's not heavy, but I am getting a few little fine lines appearing. But this hasn't sunk into those lines and hasn't really made them stand out even more. So again, this, I have no problems with this at all. What do they claim? They say the claims they make with this, saying that it conceals, contours, highlights, and you can use it for retouching as well. That's really all they say about it. Multi-use sculpting concealer. So again, no problems with this at all. I'd rather use this than the Shape Tape, to be honest, because the Shape Tape is actually really full coverage. So I prefer this to that, and you get a lot in this as well. So I'm more than happy with that. And the final product was the translucent powder. So this was the full name, Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder, and they've got it in 3 shades. I think it's deep, translucent, and another colour. I can't remember what the third colour is, but this is the translucent. With some translucent powders, they can actually look quite grey on deeper skin tones, leave a kind of a white cast on the face. This one is fine. It actually does give a nice, it does set your face, and it doesn't change the colour of the foundation. So I'm more than happy with that. It's nice and finely milled. Let's show it to you. So that's what it looks like, a little bit on the edges there. It's nice and finely milled. You know, it's got a nice lid. It's got a slight yellowy colour underneath, not much, more of a creamy yellow kind of colour. So to me, that's a perfect shade for me. And as I said, it doesn't change the colour of the foundation. It gives a nice finish at the end. So listen, y'all, I'm more than happy with all 3 of these products. And all 3 of these products I got from BOXYCHARM. This I got it from BOXYCHARM in a roundabout way. So I got the wrong shade from BOXYCHARM, not their fault. They sent me the Chestnut. I ended up selling it on eBay. The money I got from eBay, I used it towards buying the right shade from Look Fantastic. And with I didn't actually end up paying, because I ended up using glossy credits, and I can't remember what it was. I didn't even use all of my glossy credits. I think this cost, I can't remember how much it cost. I think it cost £27 or £29, and I used £20 from the sale of the products from eBay on this, and then I used the rest of my glossy credits for it, so I didn't actually pay anything for this. I'm still going to say I got it from BOXYCHARM. So for me, it's all good. Especially UK boxes could give us nice complexion products like this, you know, it'd be really nice. But I'm happy with that. But you guys, you let me know what you think. Have you tried this foundation? I'd say it's a really good one. If you've got oily skin, I don't think you'll have any problems with this whatsoever. If you've got dry skin, I'll repeat what I said earlier. If you have got dry skin, then do make sure you use a good moisturiser and a hydrating primer if you wear primers. But you will need something moisturising underneath before you put this on, or this is going to dry your skin out and shrink it up so you look like a prune. Don't say I didn't warn you. Alright, that's it guys. I'm happy with my products, but you guys, yeah, let me know what you think. And if you've tried any of these products, what's your experience with them? Have you had the same experience? Yay? Nay? There you go. All right, I am hoping to try and do a few more complexion style videos because I haven't done them in a long time. The crazy period at work is kind of coming to an end now, because literally what I've been trying to do is just trying to get businesses just to maintain their COVID-19 safety precautions, and just really just getting it in their heads, making sure they've got the right things in place and they're protecting their staff, because people just don't want to listen. They think they can get away with it, and the next thing you know, a member of their staff has got COVID, and it's like, yeah, now you're listening. And then you go in and sort of sort them out, make sure procedures in place so it doesn't happen again, sort of thing, you know what I mean? And we've got to make sure the person who tested positive is actually okay and they haven't come into contact with anybody else. So that's what I've been doing, really. I mean, that's literally what I've been doing, going mad doing over the last couple of months. We're at the point now where if we don't go into the very, not the very high, at the moment we're in the tier 1 stage. If we don't go into tier 2 in the next couple of weeks, then I'll be really surprised. We've done as much as we can. If people don't want to listen, there's not much more we can do. It's the next stage really is just enforcement, really. So people only listen when they get fines. So that's the stage we're at now. We've got a lot of places which haven't listened to the advice we've given. So yeah, that's why I've been so busy and I haven't been able to do so many videos. So I'm hoping to crack out a few videos in that time. Yeah, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, this is a really good time to do it. Really good time, because I'm hoping to put out some videos over the next few days. All right, so press that subscribe button. Press all so you do get notified. And that reminds me, I've been told by some people that they didn't get a notification that I uploaded videos over the last week or so. So it might be a case that you might have to unsubscribe and subscribe again, because YouTube, you know what they're like. They like to promote the people who they like, and you know, I don't fall into that category. So just to help with my channel, to give it the profile it needs, you might just have to resubscribe again. And of course, if you do subscribe, it makes you eligible to enter my giveaway, which I have filmed the video for. So if you don't know which video it is, well, you know, if you subscribed, you would know. So it's one of the videos I have filmed in the last couple of weeks, and the details to the giveaway are all in that video. But you can't be a winner unless you are subscribed to my channel. So there you go. Press subscribe, give us a like, and I will leave you to it. Have a good evening, guys. Take care. See you soon.